That was a very long one.
Okay.
That was one that made me think, like, is the internet broken, or is it actually going to like share us with the world? But here we
Well, we
are.
made it.
We did. We're in the world. Hi, everybody. Brent Hazelton, Milwaukee Chamber Theatre's artistic director. Very pleased to be joined by Zack Berinstein, who is the sound designer for our production of Stew by Zora Howard. That is, 5 hours in to its tech process right now. We're catching Zack on a break, very generously giving us 15 minutes. So we're going to keep this one, I was going to say short, but efficient. We're going to keep it efficient so that you can actually get a break and get back to work. So how's it going down there in the Cabot Theater, 5 hours into tech of this really cool play?
Oh, it's going really well. I don't want to jinx anything. Knock on wood
Hold on,
and
I
everything.
got some wood right here, so we're good.
But man, the team is so great. The cast is so great, and the show presents its own unique design challenges. Especially Lene, our process designer, is doing a phenomenal job handling with all this food. But so far it's been smooth sailing and stuff's looking great. The set looks great. The lights look great, and everything's just having a great time.
Excellent. I'm excited. I can't wait to pop down and see it. So this is not your first rodeo in the Cabot Theater. Your first show for Milwaukee Chamber Theatre, but you've spent a bunch of time in the Cabot before, yeah?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is my first show with you guys. We've, ships in the night so many times, but I've designed, a handful and a half of shows over at Skylight. I know it very well. I was there back when they first put in their digital mixing console, and I think that was Lacage,
Yes.
starring Ray Jivoff,
Yes.
the former artistic director. It's a beautiful venue, that opera sound that is unique among a lot of theater spaces that I work in. That are, because you have your musicals, you have straight plays, and you got opera all in the same place. It's wonderful.
Yeah, nice. And how is it doing a straight play in there, right? As a theater that, as we say, is built, not even built for musical theater, but built very specifically for opera, which is a very different sound, very different aesthetic. How just in your world as a sound designer, like what do you need to be mindful of, or how does just the space hit your ear differently as a venue for a straight play?
Yeah, it's the first big difference about straight plays versus musicals is that I don't have to throw a mic on everybody, which is just such a blessing.
Yeah.
In most cases. But in the Cabin in particular, it's just very resonant. It's designed to take the sounds on stage and throw them out at the audience, which is really nice. And so for mixing sound cues and sound effects in the space, I know that even if it needs to come from a little something on stage, it'll probably, the folks there on the third balcony in the back, they'll still hear it. And when I'm pumping music in the main speakers there, where in a black box I might have to push a little bit to make sure I can hit everybody, here I can have a nice blend to sort of cover everything evenly and have it bounce around. And the actors don't have to struggle to shout over it because it just carries it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Nice. So in terms of the specific sound aesthetic for this show, what are you guys playing with? What are you doing? What are you hearing? And yeah.
So this one was a lot of fun, and I've worked with Malkia before on actually another Skylight show, and we chat about how in the script the Zora Houston said, this takes place, I'm reading, some time ago, but not too long ago, let's say somewhere around the millennium, the most recent millennium. And I love that. And I'm sorry, did I say Zora Houston? It's Zora Howard, excuse me. But it's in this sort of anachronistic space, which I love, and lets me pull a lot of different influences. And so because our story is about these Black women in this anachronistic around the turn of the millennia time, I sort of pulled influences and did some research of the great Black female vocalists from the last century. Something I wanted to place everything in the area that these four characters might listen to. So as we're designing cues, I'm listening to Billie Holiday and Mina and Ella, up to Mavis Staples and Patti LaBelle, and then even up to a little bit of Mariah Carey and Beyonce, just a little bit before Beyonce, and trying to design something that's all a little bit could kind of happen in different places, but drawing inspiration from those types of great American Black female singers, and draw inspiration to sort of support, because the play itself is sort of, it's all this dialogue, which I love. I love this script. The dialogue just jumps off the page. So, in between scenes, I'm trying to, have a little break from vocals and instrumentals, but the script also does have a particular gospel tune that folks who've been going to church on the regular, I think, will recognize. That I did get some of my very talented Chicago friends, Eric Rutherford on organ and some piano, and LaShara Moore on vocals to help me sing. To get that church feeling, which Malkia in the designer run, she was like, "Yeah, this cue is very church." And I said, "Okay, that's the plan. That was the goal all along." So in that area, stuff these characters would listen to. That's the goal.
That's great, and that sounds like the kind of the most awesome research palette ever that you could create for yourself. I mean,
it was not hard to go out and listen to it.
It's nice when the work is also deeply pleasurable, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, I can pump Mavis on any average Sunday for free, and here I am. Yeah.
Yes, we'll pay you to do that.
Yeah, great. Why not?
Reference Malkia a couple times. Malkia Stampley directing the show, who's a very, very good friend, as well as being a great artist, and I'm so thrilled that she is directing this show for us. And also, directing the first show of my tenure as Chamber's artistic director. So, not trying to instill any added pressure upon her. But no, I'm super excited about it. I mean, it's really, as you say, the dialogue just sort of pops and sparkles, and the characters are incredibly human and fully realized. And let me ask you, we've sort of asked everybody this question. Of the 4 characters in the play, where do you see yourself most acutely? Malkia and I have decided that we are both Lillians.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like a lot of people are going to see themselves in Lillian as the sort of, modern hero trying to hold it together, and turmoil's happening around. Mm-hmm. But I can see myself in that a little bit, but I also I feel a little bit of Nellie in me.
Interesting.
A little bit of that free, not exactly free spirit, but like mission, is that she knows the path that she's on, and she's not going to let anyone persuade her otherwise. She has a vision for her life, and she won't take no for an answer. And that's something I don't always live up to, but I'm also a person that can get fixated on goals and ideas and thoughts. And while my circumstances and Nellie's circumstances might be a little different overall, I think I see that sort of can do the way that Nellie thinks, like, I'm the greatest actor in the world, and I'm just gonna here I am. It's something I aspire to, and I see myself a little bit in that.
That's really great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
I love so much Nellie's self-confidence. Offset with being somebody in her late teens who, when we're that age, 17, 18, 19, we're certain we can absolutely go out and conquer the world tomorrow. We just don't actually know what that means. And the discovering of, what that entails for us is so much a part of her journey. And the discoveries of just how steep that hill to climb actually is definitely something that feels, it feels very resonant right now, trying to make plays while we keep saying like coming out of the pandemic, but we're not. We're still in it. It's very much active. It's very much going on. We've learned how to cope and deal a little bit better, but trying to gather human beings together in a collective space to hear a story or create one is that same sort of, well, we know how to do it. We can absolutely do it, but boy, is that a tall hill.
Mm-hmm. We're navigating this new path together. We're trailblazing with all the tools we have, and finding new turns in around the corner. And that's a part of her. I feel like I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff in my life, and so I totally can relate to that. Yeah,
that's cool. So as a sound designer for theater, are you a sound artist in other capacities? I mean, do you compose? Are you you play an instrument? What's your...
Yeah, so yeah, I graduated from Columbia College Chicago with a degree in contemporary urban and popular music, which was a
Okay.
nice, well-rounded degree. I'm a guitar player primarily,
Oh,
but
nice.
through that you also learn, audio engineering and production
Uh-huh.
and songwriting and music business. And so yeah, I have a nice little home studio where I have an electronic drum kit and bass and piano, and I sing a little bit and do some co-writing and some production where I can, the occasional commercial or YouTube video scoring or whatever, and try and just stay busy in that creative way, because I love that's what's all about to me. It's just creating something from nothing and making that new music. I love it.
That's great. What is your guitar of choice?
Oh man, ask me every day and it'll change. No, I have I picked up a Les Paul style. It was like a limited edition Les Paul Epiphone, like Silver Burst. It was like available for this very narrow time, and I got it at like a steal on a Craigslist thing. It was like a guy was moving, and it's for like the meaty, like heavier rock stuff.
Yeah.
I love that, but it's also like I have a Fender Strat, and like that's just super great for like funky and groovy stuff too. So it's a cop out, but it depends on the style, but and the mood. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different guitar sounds I'm totally in love with, and I'll use them all. I mean, the term is, I believe, is guitar slut. I have too many. can't pick my favorite.
You are, or just not non-denominational.
Yes. Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty of that answer, right? Because everybody's like either a Les Paul or a Fender, and like they sound really different, and you're not going to get the same. They do not both cover the same territory, right?
Yeah.
And if I had to save one guitar from all the guitars in a pile burning in the world, so there would only be one guitar left in the world, it would absolutely be a Les Paul. But I also understand that the Fender does have merit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's there's so many different ways to do it, and yeah, I mean, I might save the Fender first, just because maybe it can cover a little wider range, but it doesn't do one thing
say that
as
in
good.
Wisconsin. Don't.
Okay.
I mean, Les is from just down the road. So.
Right, that's right. Yeah, I'm the home turf, but yeah, don't tell my other guitars I said that either. So
yes, no, we'll keep it secret from them. Okay. Cool. So, all right, we got a couple minutes left. Why should people come see Stu? I mean, what are they going to get out of it? Why? I mean, other than like, hey, we need to get people back in the theater so we can continue to build confidence that this is a thing that can happen safely, and we need to get back to collective storytelling because that's such a massively important part of who we are as human beings. So all those things understood. Why this play specifically? These four Black women in a kitchen, a multi-generational play, navigating family stories. I mean, what about it does everybody need to see? Well,
it starts with this script. Like I said, as soon as I read the script, I said I have to be a part of this. It just jumps off the page. Like I said, it feels so real. It's not a overly wrought. It feels like these are the way that people I know actually talk. And it also, like I said, it's that family story. I can totally see, regardless of which character I see myself in, I see my sister in these characters. I see my grandma in these characters. I see my mom in these characters. And it just is so insightful and beautiful in the way that it tells these stories about these people navigating this moment in time. And every time I watch it, even from the designer run, is like, I thinking about it all night, just like, oh man, and then forget about the script. The way this cast is dealing with it, are you kidding me? These folks, it's so funny and poignant, and I feel like I'm reading off the bottom of a theater review, but it's genuinely I love this show so much, and it's so awesome to see it even when it's not even done. I would pay to see this show, and once we have it all together, oh man, it's gonna be next level.
That is a ringing endorsement. Thank you for that. And yeah, the cast is, Olivia Dawson back in town after like the first thing she's done here, we think in 14, 15, 16 years, something like that. Crystal Drake, who Milwaukee audiences know very well.
Yeah.
Shola Thompson, a Milwaukee native. living down by you in Chicago now, but who is making her chamber debut, who's a phenomenal artist. And then
So great.
Milena Moore, who is just starting to figure out how good she is at all sorts of different ways of making theater, and is really going to be like a really special and ubiquitous artist in this town for a long, long time coming. So,
Oh yes.
yeah, and Malkia doing a terrific job of directing the thing at Pullman altogether. So yeah, it's just a great collection of humans. I'm delighted that this play and these people are our return as Milwaukee Chamber Theatre to the stage. I mean, that feels really, really good. All right, we're gonna let you go because you gotta grab some dinner, maybe catch a nap, and then get back to work for another 5 hours today, and then another 10 hours tomorrow, and then maybe another 8 on Friday, and then we open the thing on Saturday. So tons to do. Thank you for sharing some time with us, Zach. It's really appreciative. For those of you who jumped in late, I'm Milwaukee Chamber Theatre Artistic Director Brent Hazelton. Been speaking with Sound Designer Zack Berinstein. And yeah, come see our play. It previews Friday. It opens Saturday. It runs through November 7th. If you want to get tickets, check out MilwaukeeChamberTheatre.org. Learn more about the play, learn more about the season, and yeah, make your plans.
Don't miss it, folks.
He said, oh, that's right. Oh, we're mirrored. I blew it at the end. There we go. He said. I always mess it up. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Zach. And yeah, happy rest of tech. Thanks.
Thank you.